Welcome to Moonshine and Music, Becki Davis. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
First time on the show.
It is, yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about where you are, where you grew up, what you did,
Yeah. I grew up on the east side of Indianapolis, and then when I was a freshman in high school, my parents moved out here to Greenfield, where we're sitting right now. And I still commuted into Indianapolis. I went to school on the east side at Cicina High School. Then I went to Ball State University.
Chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp, indeed. Graduated from there, worked downtown Indy, and then in 2001, I moved out to Washington, D.C. And I've been gone on the East Coast. I lived there for a while, and then I lived in New York for the last 20 plus years, and just moved back to Indiana about a year and a half ago.
What brought you back? Was it the music?
No, it was actually my family. Yeah, so I raised my kids out in New York, and they're both in college now. So my daughter is actually getting ready to graduate, which is crazy, graduate college.
It goes so fast.
So fast.
I felt like freshman in high school to graduating college happened in a minute.
Gone.
Yeah,
Just
it
gone.
was so much faster than the younger parts, probably because it was so much more work when they were younger.
It's so true. It's so true. It's so labor intensive when they're little. And then it's like so fun and enjoyable. So of course that goes quickly. So she's getting ready to graduate, but she's in Boston. My son is in North Carolina. I travel for work. And, it turns out life's just a lot more easy, a little more enjoyable, a lot more easy when you live near your family. So my family's here. And I've been away from them for, 20 plus years. So it's nice to be back now that my kids are in school, and the airport's great here. Like it's so easy. So there were just a lot of things that just kind of contributed to me coming back.
Well, that's cool. So tell us a little bit about your music. Where did you start writing music? How old were you?
Yeah, well, I was an adult, so I didn't start writing music till 2017. And it actually kind of came as a little gift because I wanted to write music all through my childhood. I played growing up. I played guitar, I played piano, I played trumpet, I played French horn, kind of anything I could get my hands on. Except for those reeded instruments. Those were a little trickier. I couldn't get those.
I find anything that I have to put air in a struggle.
It's
personally.
hard. I have the reeds.
It sounds like some kind of duck has been stepped on.
Yeah, especially for the brass instruments where you have to make that kind of duck sound anyway.
My daughter plays saxophone, and I find it like baffling.
I know. It's difficult. You have to tuck your... Anyway, it's a whole nother thing. But I played all growing up. And then I stopped playing as an adult because, we have to get a job and do the real things in life, or so I thought. Mm-hmm. And then I got back into it as an adult. I went back to music as an adult. And I still wanted to write music, but I had never written my own song. And then I took a risk by stepping out to play with another band. That was kind of next level of where I was at the time. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I did, I went downstairs and picked up my guitar, and the first song came tumbling out. So it was like a little gift for kind of pushing out of my comfort zone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment. So I've been writing ever since then.
So do you find all of them as easy as that one, or?
No. I know. That was like the good baby. Like when you get the baby that's so good at first and you're like, oh, parenting's easy.
Yeah, those people say that, don't they?
Yeah.
And we all hate them.
Exactly. We do, because we're like, it's really not.
They think that we don't hate them, but we do.
They do.
Yeah. Those of us who didn't sleep very much.
Yeah.
So when you started writing songs, I assume somewhere along the line you decided to make a record?
So I was in that group that I started playing with when that kind of first song came along. We were pretty successful in the tri-state area. That was in New York. So we played all throughout the tri-state, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area. We started off as a cover band, and we played weddings and corporate parties and festivals and, bar gig after bar gig after bar gig. I joke I got my 10,000 hours with them. And we decided to put out an album, that band. So we started writing, my duo partner and I started writing together.
What was that band called?
It was called The 426.
The 426.
Yes.
We love to dive into old band names on the show. I don't know if you've watched a lot of the episodes, but generally we are we love the first band names were.
Yeah, well
some of them are rather hilarious, but what was the 426?
Well, so the funny thing is the band, when I joined them, they were called The Shaves.
Okay.
They were all men.
So that didn't work for you.
So that I was. Well, I mean, it was fine. I went with it. It wasn't like I tried to change the name, but then it was actually COVID changed everything for I think every musician. So for us, we had we were male female lead singers, and we found ourselves busy during COVID as a duo. So we could get booked in restaurants that had outdoor seating, but they didn't want a full band because they wanted, distancing and all of that. But we booked, we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday brunch during COVID, which was crazy. Like once that first wave went past, and we really gelled as a duo. It was kind of after that. And then we also started writing custom songs for people and doing some more kind of business things where we did corporate team building, and we started a songwriting program up in upstate New York. So we started doing our own things as a duo. So that's when we kind of decided to come up with our own name. And that's when it became the 426, which is based off of a date, April 26th, because it's the day we met. It's not the day we met, sorry, it's the day we first sang together. And then a year later when we decided to incorporate, it was April 26th. And so we were like, let's just call it 426. And
it's hard to come up with band names.
It is.
Thousands of band names come through when we were. My band is currently called Breakfast for Dinner. Okay, so Joe Shelton and Breakfast for Dinner.
Do love Breakfast for Dinner.
So yeah, who doesn't?
Exactly.
Right? That's what
immediate positive connotation.
but we had many before that.
Yeah.
Like we had one night 9 different names. We would change it after
after each song. And now we feel like we're going to
we got Joe Shelton and the Bangers, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, we went through a lot of them before we settled on one. So I get it, so it's tough to figure them out, right?
It is. I truncated that story a lot, right?
Sure.
It's thousands of names that we did not agree on until we got to that one. And then I think it was more like we had to file the paperwork, we had to have a name. And that was the only one, we just agreed. And we were like, put it down before we say anything
Before we change our mind.
Exactly. Before we say anything else, put it down on the legal paperwork and just send it in and let's go.
But then you went solo.
Yeah, so once I knew I was moving back to Indiana, it was kind of a twofold thing. I kind of knew that I wanted to go out and try my own stuff. My style with, I call them the guys because they were all guys. My style with the guys was different. They even though they can play everything, they're really cut more from a rock and roll, indie rock kind of scene. And I'm more like female singer-songwriter and folk. So I wanted to try to lean in a little harder just on my own artistry. And it also coincided with when I knew I was going to be moving back to Indiana. So when I knew that, I spent that year in New York going out by myself. I figured it was going to be easier to get my footing in places that I already knew and I was already familiar with and that we'd already played. And so I did that for a year before I moved back to Indiana. And so I've just been trying to get my footing here.
It's a interesting scene around here. Mm-hmm. I'm nothing like New York. I've played out there before.
Yeah.
I would say that everybody around here is friendly until they're not.
Everybody's been real friendly. So
but you grew up in Indiana, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we have a lot of stuff around here, really. So
really do. I was thinking about that this morning, actually. That sometimes you find more opportunities in a mid market than you do in a really big market. New York is just oversaturated. It's like Nashville, Tennessee. It's the good and the bad is you can throw a feather, right? Not even a stone. You can throw a feather and hit a good musician.
You can do that, but also what I found was it's easy to get booked in those places, like in Nashville or New York or any big city. There's a lot of people around, but there's also a lot of they're sick of the people that are around.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you want to come in and yes, we'd love to have you, even though you're going to draw 10 people.
Right. They just want that new crowd.
They just want somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're sick of hearing them more than anything else, I think.
Yeah.
Especially in the bars. The big stages and stuff, that's different.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say that when you kind of get to a different level, breaking into that level is tricky, and then once you're in, but breaking into it's hard. It's hard to do.
It's like impossible.
Yeah.
It's about luck too.
Yeah, it's all about meeting people and
getting the right whatever it is that happens.
You have to find the right people that hear you and like you.
I've often said, like, some of the most famous people, the songs that they put out after their first couple are like, they would never have become famous on them.
True.
Like they became famous because they had like Dynamite in a Box, right?
Yeah.
And they put that out and they became famous. And then after that, people were willing to listen to them 5 times before
Absolutely.
they throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that they would like any of your songs if they listened to them like 10 times. They'd be like, oh, like if they heard them on the radio 10 times.
It's true. Yeah.
It's just that, you have to have like absolute dynamite for it to be so like instantly there that people just like, oh, here, you have to hear this. You have to hear that, like,
it's true. And you're right. It's kind of like it's anything you hear more often. I mean, how many songs have we all heard on the radio? The first time you've heard it, you're like, what's that? And then by the 10th time you heard it, you're like, this is a slamming song. I love it. And you're like, what happened to me? I hated this 10 versions ago when I heard it, But you just it gets in your head.
Well, the worst thing is, though, this is the opposite. When you hate it, like the first time you hear it, and then you never like it.
And then you keep hearing it.
You're
like, now it's annoying.
Do you know Ella Langley and Riley Green have a song called "You Look Like You Love Me"? Have you ever heard that?
Oh, yes, I have heard that.
I despise that thing, and it won't stop being played. Like, I don't
Where
know
did
why.
I hear that?
The thing is, like, I like both of them and all of their songs pretty much, except I don't like that one at all.
And now that's one that's getting after you.
That's one that's been played like so much, and I didn't like it to begin with.
You're like, why that one?
Why did this? I mean, I'm just baffled. Like, sometimes you're just baffled by it because you just don't get it. It isn't that it's bad. It's not like it's a bad song. I know, like, it's not bad or that many people wouldn't listen to it. But it's just like like you just don't get it.
Right.
Right.
You're like, this is just not hitting with me.
There's something about it I'm just annoyed by. Like, and even though they're great singers and songwriters and all that, I'm just like, and it's not that I'm jealous of them because, I mean, yes, a little. I would do that song if it made me famous.
Sure.
Sure. Like, I hope they like it because they have to play it forever.
I know. Yeah.
That's the other thing. Do you have any songs that like you just are done with? Like, it's
funny.
What's
like,
the one that you hate?
That's a tricky question. I don't want to say hate, but I do. I don't play my song Indiana Air that much.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny, but I just played a weekend down in Madison last weekend. They had a tribute to Hoosier Heroines, and they had different events going on all weekend, which was really great. And they asked me to do the Saturday night concert. So I was really honored to do it. And the woman who hired me said, she's like, one condition, you can play whatever you want, but you have to play Indiana Air.
Oh, that hurts.
And I was like, oh, okie dokie, I can do that. No problem. But I don't know why. I think it's because I co-wrote that with a friend of mine in New York. And the style of it, to me, it's so stamped with his style that I have a hard time replicating it when I play it. And so then I haven't found my own kind of style on it. So like when we recorded it, he recorded the guitar. And so it's like his style is really on it. And I just miss hearing that when I play. So I don't know. I haven't gotten into a groove of playing it on my own. Much to my brother-in-law's chagrin. It's his favorite song. And he hates when I don't play it.
I feel like, though, you could treat that like I treat Wagon Wheel.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
If we're talking covers, I'm with you.
But people requested that for like 5 years every time I played anywhere, right?
Always.
So I just play it differently. It's
Yeah.
I just
You have to do something to make it fun
I made
for
up
you.
some music that does not. It's not it. Let's play that. Or sometimes I like throw it in a medley with some other songs that I don't really want to sing. And it's like, okay, well, Don't Stop Believin' and With or Without You from U2 and Wagon Wheel, they're all the same song really underneath.
Yep.
So you can just like play them in a row.
Yep.
So you just play like a verse, and then the chorus of one of them, and you're done.
Yep.
And, so that's a good way to sneak out of it. But if it's your song, it's a little harder.
It is.
Like I have the unfortunate thing is, you could blame it on the other person you co-wrote it with, but there's a song on my first album that I don't love, that I never ever play, and thankfully no one else asked me to play it. but I'm not going to say what the name of it is because I don't want it to be requested either.
Yeah, right, because you're not on the hot spot here. Yeah.
Yeah, but that song, like, I can't blame it on anybody else. I wrote it completely. Like, my wife said it stinks before I like put it on the record.
No.
Yeah, and I just was like, "What? Why? It's good, you know." Like,
right.
yeah, no, it wasn't. It's terrible.
Oh my god.
She is right. Usually she's right. You know, that's.
It's kind of like that outside perspective of someone who knows you well, right? Where they're just
like,
yeah,
you're not going to like that later.
That's probably not going to be what you're going to want to listen to.
And that was 10 years ago, so really, there's a lot of regrets.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have a song that you like feel like you're going to play at the start of the show or whatever that's going to be a exciting one that people should hear
for tonight? Oh gosh, the song I'm most excited about playing tonight is one that it's the song I wrote most recently, and I wrote it for the Madison show. It's called Fever in the Heartland, and it's based off of the book Fever in the Heartland by Timothy Egan. He's a Pulitzer Prize winning author. And it's about a woman. I grew up on the east side of Indianapolis, and my closest, dearest friends all lived in Irvington. And there's a woman who's from Irvington back in 1925. Her name was Madge Oberholzer, and she brought down the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan with her testimony, her sworn testimony in court. And the story is bigger than that, but the fact that I never knew of her, like I never knew her, I had never heard her name until I read this book 2 years ago. I was surprised that I didn't have more, like, that it just wasn't on my radar, and I didn't really know that much about that part of American history. Not a great part of our history, I would say, but that moment for her is such a great moment. And so I knew when I got hired for the Hoosier Heroine event down in Madison that I wanted to write a song for that show. And it took me a little while to figure out exactly how I was going to craft it and what the nexus was going to be. And then I remembered that book, and I remembered Madge Oberholzer. And that song has a lot of heat to it and a lot of fire to it. And I will say it sounds way better full band. So it's something to see, like the guys from Lowlander, like part of me is just like, ooh, I really want them to sit in on that because they would tear it up, like it'd be so good. But I'm excited to play it just because I'm proud of that song. I'm proud of how it turned out. And it got a really great reception down in Madison. So hopeful it gets the same here.
Well, awesome. Are you ready to go out there and play on this really cool stage?
It is a cool stage. This is a cool building.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Everybody should be here.
They should, yes.
All right. Thank you for coming by the show, Becki Davis, and for playing tonight.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you coming.
Yeah. So, thanks for coming. This is called The Little Room.
Every sunrise to be perfect, and every sinner to be saved. I want the lines and the constellations to spell it out and make perfect sense, but it don't work that way. Just don't work that we can find our way again. Ooh, again. Yes, 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 oh yes, 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 I remember. Love, 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 love that we shared. It's not the same, I swear. And that's what makes me scared. I don't know who we are anymore. Lost our way and we can't go back to the way it was before. Trying to be careful not to break but bend, so we can find our way again. Ooh, again. Find our way. Find our way. Ooh, again, 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 again. Ooh, again, 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 again. Find our way. Find our way. Find our way. That was a little fade out on the album, so it was like, I'm trying to fade it out in person. It's a little tricky.
Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Notlehs Entertainment, copyright 2026. Produced by Joe Shelton, cameraman grip and stunt double Brent Lee Smith, production assistant Ray Hoskins, artwork by Bailey Shelton. Special thanks to the H.J. Ricks Center for the Arts and our hosts there, Tony Seiler and Heather Warnstaff. We'll see you next time on Moonshine and Music.